As you can see, I'm already suited up for a race. This evening I'm going to race a 5 kilometer track race. I also got my Nike Dragonflies ready, my spikes, and really looking forward to race this evening.
The race is a bit further to the north of the Netherlands in Zwolle. I'm aiming for a new personal best after my first marathon build-up in Kenya for several months. I already raced a 5k on the track, although it was in pretty warm conditions, so I'm confident I can get a bit faster.
I still feel I'm in decent shape to show something good. My legs feel a lot better than during my marathon period. I'm aiming for 1440 5k, which would mean a 15 second personal best. And at the end of this video, I will also go over my view on how to maintain speed after your marathon and why it's important to train your speed also after a marathon. However, now it's time to go racing. Let's head out to Zwolle and to the track.
I'm at the central station in Zwolle. It's time to head towards the track. I just rented a bike. Very common in the Netherlands to just rent a bike at the train station for transport. Okay, I already got my bib. It's a very local race. However, there are some fast runners at the starting line as well. So good to chase some faster times. There's also some prize money for the first three, so we'll definitely be racing. Yeah, weather is good. It's only a bit cloudy and not too much wind, as you can see. So also a good opportunity for fast race times. So looking forward to the race. And here are also some shots of the race. Okay, I'm back for my shakeout run after the race with almost 5k. And yeah, the race went very well. I'll show you my time in a minute. I'm in a very old dressing room, pretty old school, probably already more than 50 years. Yeah, the race went very well. Ended up at the third place, got some prize money, and it was nice to battle on the track again and run a good race. So glad about that. Time to head home. Will be pretty late. It's an hour by train. Yeah, back to my house, and we'll talk more about the race. Here you see my finishing time of 14:37.
I'm finally back from the race. It's already around midnight, so it's getting a bit late today. However, I want to give some important input, like I promised, about how to maintain or improve your speed after the marathon, or how I approached this last 5k race. Of course, I'm focused on the marathon and half marathon distance, so really long distance events this year. However, there are two very important reasons why I think it's important to train your speed for a period as well, even if you are focused on marathon or half marathon running. The first reason is that if you can increase your top speed, it should get easier, or it is easier, in my opinion, to run at your desired marathon pace, which is a lot slower, half marathon pace in the end as well. So increasing your top speed during the season, or increasing your speed in general, will make it easier to run fast times on the longer distances as well. And second, which I also talked about in the video about periodization, which I will link to in the end of the video, that it's good to train different systems, or focus on training or developing different systems, like speed or your aerobic pace, or more threshold or marathon pace related workouts. So it's good to focus for several weeks or several months on one type of system you really want to build, without neglecting the other systems, of course. Well, what did I do to maintain the speed during my marathon build-up and also afterwards?
My training the last weeks was around 100 to 120 kilometers weekly with 1 or 2 bike rides next to it. While in Kenya I was running 150 kilometers or more weekly, so not that high volume. It's also a purpose because it's easier or better to train speed when you're not running that much volume.
Well, let's go over some tips and tricks on how to maintain or even improve your speed during or after your marathon build-up. Every week, I usually performed a double threshold session with some moderate tempos and longer tempos in the morning and faster stuff in the evening on Tuesdays. And on Thursdays, I did just a single hard speed workout or interval session. And the weekends, I focus on a longer run with some tempo work and also sometimes some hill sprints in the weekend as well. That's also the first tip that I want to give you is don't neglect hill repeats during the season. In my opinion, it's a very easy workout to do for short and fast hill repeats to build some speed or speed endurance. So keep doing some short hill repeats weekly or every several weeks in your schedule.
Don't skip hill repeats or weekly speed workouts during your marathon prep. Especially in the first month of your marathon prep or build, when the volume is not too high, it's more easy to integrate some speed work. It's easier to do some speed works when your legs are not so heavy.
And second, pretty obvious, is after your marathon to maintain some speed or get your speed back to the level where it was or even improve it, is to do at least 6 weeks of more interval work after the marathon. First, let the legs recover, of course, for maybe 2 weeks, then start to integrate a lot more speed work. Also, if you are working towards a fall marathon or another marathon like me as well, there's quite some time before you need to start increasing the volume. So while you're getting back after the marathon and you're running not that much volume, it should be easier to do some speed work as well. My last tip is to pick some shorter distance races in your yearly schedule or after your marathon as well. And you also have some incentive to do some more speed work during that period. And it's also fun to vary and run more races, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's my last tip for today.
Ideally, it would be 6 to 8 weeks after the marathon before you start to race some shorter distance events again. It's also fun to switch different racing events and distances through the year.
And after you have raced some shorter distance events, you can slowly start to build up volume again, longer tempo work or increase the long run again. Um, and focus towards long distance racing again later in the season. Like I will be doing as well. I will soon be heading back to Kenya for another training block there, and I will be racing a half and full marathon in Valencia later this year. Looking forward to that. And this was it today on my 5K race and how I approach speed after the marathon. And as always, if you want to follow along, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, if you still got it today, have fun and get on the run.